All right, everybody. My name is Daryl Martin here at ApexInvesting.com, and I want to thank you so much for hopping on today and for being part of the KISS Open Door, preview and trial here. And I want to talk a little bit about what's next, what's coming, and of course, straight up wanted to make sure that y'all hopefully had a good day. This morning was a really interesting elite market report that we put in the elite room. And did y'all catch that this morning? We got it out early. And it told you, first couple hours, get going. And it's one of those rare times where we actually traded pre-market, right? So, because this morning, we had weekly highs expectations on bonds and on 6E. And we had high volatility on NASDAQ and Dow. And it really just lets you know, right out of the gate, what to, put your focus in. And so hopefully y'all did really well. I mean, if you just hopped in and just traded first thing in the morning, you should have been done pretty quick. So, if any of you are new and you just hopped on or you've been trying to figure things out, let me show you. You hop in, and once you've signed up at ApexInvesting.com, okay? So we'll go to there, then, right here where you can sign up. And then you sign in. And then once you've signed into the website, let's see here. Because one thing you want to do is you definitely want to make sure that you are hopping inside the elite room, that you are watching the trainings. Once you've activated, signed up for KISS, then you'll see a click here to access training, or again, if the website changes, it'll always be at the bottom of the elite menu. Okay. Also, the access for the elite room is right down here. So if we click on that, there's a link on this page as well that takes you to the elite room, so you can log in there. Now, the room isn't going to do you a lot of good unless you've actually spent some time and went through the training. Okay, so watch this first 3-minute video just to know what's going on and where things are. And then here's one of the first trade session reviews that you can check out, so to get you going. In less than 90 minutes, you'll understand how to do the system. A lot of people try to come in and they think they're going to hop in the room, and in 3 minutes they're going to know how to do it. 90 minutes isn't a lot of time for you to be able to trade systems that do really well. So, but it is really essential. And then, I build that foundation, and of course we build on top of it, right? So, and we put each one of the webinars here, so you can go back and you can watch those as well. We added the at the money calculator, and I put the link under the video on how to use that calculator. And we got some other updates I'm working on that as well. And then, of course, we have more webinars coming up. So we'll be posting those right here in the room for you this coming weekend. And then we got all the, additional trainings on order types, money management, magnets, touch brackets, spreads, forex, futures, all sorts of things. So, yeah, spend your time wisely. Use it there. If 2 hours can change your life, why not do it? Most people go to college for 4 years to get a piece of paper so they can maybe get an interview, so they maybe get a job that they could be fired from in 15 seconds, right? So take the time and invest in yourself. You're willing to invest your money, invest your time to take care of it. Pilots go through training before they learn how to fly. You wouldn't want to get in the back of the plane if the pilot hadn't went through training. Well, your money is the passengers in the back of the plane. You're the pilot. Make sure you go through, and we talk about how to do simulation and how to get everything down and master the process. Okay? Yeah, it's definitely a lot cheaper than, college and student loans and everything else. And did y'all start using the ATMs already that we went over? Did y'all start building some of those to help you out? Couple people. There we go. All right, good. I'm working on a spreadsheet right now, and Shane's helping me on it. But we're working on one that'll actually allow you to put the volatile trend line settings in there as well, or at least be very close. You only have to maneuver it. Because one of the biggest challenges that you may have had is just keeping up with the trades. I mean, am I accurate on that? Like, there's so many trades, and you have to be able to click and move everything and all that stuff, and that can be challenging. So, we're trying to do everything we can to make it, and I think you've noticed that if you've went through the process, make it easier, better, easier, better, easier, better, just constantly improving on it. And I'm hoping to have this out to you sometime next week. And this isn't even the final version of it. So this is just like already have a version 9. But basically making like a whole setup of all the bar sizes. So you can sit down and you may have to spend 30 minutes or an hour doing it. But if you wanted to set up every ATM for every bar size, okay, you could set them all up right away. So, and versus having to make the new ATMs. Like you just sit down, set up all your ATMs. Like I said, we may spend 30 minutes or an hour doing it, but once you've done it, you've done it. And it makes it really easy. One of the other things I want to train you on, in addition to that we're going over next week, is I want to show you just some little ninja tips on how to make sure you're clicking right and how to get things back to where you want it to be. Such as, if you click on a chart and you left click and you select an object, then all of a sudden you can't place a trade. And so how do you get it to where you can, and it's just left clicking on a green space. But just little tips that add up and can be frustrating. I want to help you out with that. There's a lot of little things like that I want to teach you. But we'll talk about more of that here in a little bit. And you hit escape like 35 times and you're trying to get out of it. And one of the things that, let me show you this one tip right here because I know this will help a bunch of you. If I can get let me close that down. Shrink that, and then I can grab my chart. Is what happens is like you clicking, and then all of a sudden when you right click, you can't get anything to come up. Anybody ever have that happen? You're like, I'm trying to place my stop order. Right? Or move my stop order. So if that happens to you, all you got to do is just left click in like an area that has nothing on it, and then magically it'll pop up. Okay, but like what happens is you're switching between charts, or you're going over and you select a chart and you click on an indicator or something that you didn't mean to, but now you're stuck in the inability to not place a trade. So instead of hitting escape and right clicking 1,000 times and trying to figure out how to make it work, like just click on a blank space and then it'll open right up. Okay. Another really important feature that I wanted to show y'all that you may not be aware of, but over here on the position section, you want to have this handy. Let's say you just you're clicking, you're frustrated, you just want to get out of everything now. Okay, not just one thing, but you just want to get flat. You also want to make sure maybe you're walking away. You want to make sure you don't have any orders pending. Okay, like let's say I have an order over here on NASDAQ, and I put an order into buy up here, and it's going to be like, nope, you can't do that. But if I go in there, then if I right click here, I can say flatten everything. It'll close every position and it'll cancel any orders I have anywhere on any chart, because it is easy to accidentally walk away and forget that you have an order on a chart. Okay. So again, if you just right click, say flatten everything, it'll cancel any pending orders and close all your positions. So little simple tips like that, but I want to keep teaching you these little things. They can be overwhelming if you do them all at once, but as I weigh them out, as you've seen, piece by piece by piece, it makes things a lot easier. So we did the open door trial. You got to test everything out. We've been doing it for the last 3 weeks. And we started off with the foundations, right? And a lot of y'all were learning the process. And some people were like, well, medium bars, it doesn't seem to be, it's okay, but you're having a hard time figuring it out. But you were learning how to execute. And I was like, just focus on demo. Just focus on market replay. Because as you found, as you went to smaller bar sizes, it became a lot more complex to get fast enough to do everything. So we worked first just on really, really getting those foundations down. And again, mastering the process. And you want to keep working on it. You want to use market replay. You can even use the thing like I showed the other day where you go in and use the simulator just to help you practice. Okay? And because I was watching that interview. This sort of ties in with this by Tom Brady, and some of you hate him, some of you love him, whatever. Obviously, a great football player, either way. But one of the things he was talking about, he's like, hey, if we lose a game, he's like, I just don't want it to be my fault because I made a mistake, right? And so he goes back and he watches all his games in slow motion, and like, what could I do better? How could I improve? Because obviously he's just trying to incrementally improve in different areas. And it's sort of the same thing in trading. Like, it's like, man, I could have made money today, but I didn't because I made all these mistakes because I didn't master the process. I didn't make sure my ATMs were set up. I didn't check the elite volatility report in the morning. Or I haven't mastered like getting my orders in, adjusting them, moving them, and getting that down before we show up to the game. And even if you go to a game, you make some mistakes. Like, okay, what really impacted me today? Did the system work, or did it not work, or was it me? And what can I do to get better? And you may have to go home and maybe after your trading day, you're like, all right, I'm going to put in a couple hours and I'm just going to practice putting on orders and adjusting stops. Exactly, mastering that process. So we start with the foundations. We added to it. We built, right? I went in. I showed you not only the basics, but I showed you how to get lower risk setups, and I showed you how to do some scalping. We're going to dive a lot deeper into scalping, and without getting too deep into it, there's some really simple, easy scalping methods that you can do that we haven't even had a chance to cover yet. And just to let's see here, like a small. ES doesn't have as many of them, but let's open up Russell. I don't know if I have them because I reopened all my charts. Yeah, I don't have all of them on here, but those little cyan arrows, you can fade them and do some pretty cool scalps. So I'm going to show you that method that's coming up. I taught you ATM strategies. We made you a calculator, and we're going to help you get even better. Okay. And walk you through it and walk you through that process. And one of the biggest things that I'll actually post this up here in a second, but the people that have done the best, okay, have been in the room asking questions. The people who I haven't heard from are the ones who hop in and they're having big challenges. And we can help you out a lot with a lot of this stuff, but we can't help you if you don't post questions in the elite room, right? Because we talk about bar sizes in the elite room. People literally ask me, hey, what are the bars? I'm using 22. I'm using 10 on this. I'm using 8 on that. And here's why. So, a lot of people are going in there and they just started off with like the first 90 minutes. They're just doing the medium bars. Again, that's to help you master the process. That's not actually where we usually focus on the strategy. You find out later that we just use medium bars usually for just a scalping method, just going for a couple bars of profit. So, I had one trader come in, and I'll bring the screenshot up here in a second, but where one of the traders came in, and he's like, man, 50% of my trades I've got kicked out on. And I'm like, what market? And what's your setting? And he's like, okay, I did it on this market with this setting. And I pulled up the market, and I'm like, okay, there have been 7 trades in the last 2 hours. Only one of them lost. So let's find out what's happening. And he was using his ATM. But sometimes you get a little bit different fill, and the ATM bases things on your fill price, not your intended price. And so if he was using the stops based on the chart and adjusted his ATM as he needed to, because the ATM is there to assist you, not replace you, right? It's there to get your stuff in, but you still want to make sure everything's right where it needs to be. 6 out of 7 would have won. And it was a really, really simple fix. Okay? Some other traders, like I go in and I'm like, hey, I'm not touching these markets today because everything is dropped. It's just, we're not doing this. Like, I'm focusing on these markets. And again, that was all in the elite report in the morning. And those traders have learned to start paying attention to that. They started looking at different markets. Like, we're like, hey, gold's up and ES is up and oil's up, and that's what we're focusing on. You saw that in the trading reviews that we went through. Okay? And some of the traders are like, I'm actually starting to get this down. Some traders go in and they try to trade all day. I mean, I don't know why, but I mean, you're going to trade from 9:30 in the morning and they go into 3 or 4 o'clock. And they're like, I'm up, but then I end up down. Well, remember, we have a whole 6-3 money management rule for a reason. So you get up, but then you just keep trading, and you're asking to get knocked out, right? So you're asking to give your money back, and it's just like I don't want to compare it to gambling, but it's acting like a gambler. You know, you go to a casino, doesn't matter how many chips you got up if you don't walk away from the table and cash them in. And so I just really want to challenge you to make sure that, you know, you go in, you hit your profit, you hit your 3 profits, and you stop. And yes, there's days where you could have made a fortune, but there's so many days where you wouldn't because you just gave it all back. So really pay attention to those reports. Please post your questions, like share your charts with me in the room so I can give you feedback, you know? And so others can give you feedback so they can help you out. And don't be there to try to look good. So you're doing this because you're trying to make money for something that is important to you, for more time, and you know and for family, and to get rid of debt and pay for retirement, and on down the list. You're not doing it so you can look really impressive. And you know, when you do well, share your success. But when you're having challenges, you know, bring it up so we can address it. And we're all about helping you. So the last 3 days, I mean, should have been great. So it just. But what did you go with the elite report? Did you go against the elite report? Did you keep trading all day? What bar size were you using? You know, there's all that stuff that we can help you with, and it's really about interaction. It's not just a trading room, and it's not just the tools, and it's not just the education. It's all 3 pieces working together, right? You need training, trading, right, and tools. You need all 3 of those. And you got to put them together. It's like 3 legs of a stool. If you kick one piece out, like you don't take advantage of, you know, the tools and use them properly, don't take the time to learn how to use them, they're not going to do you any good. If you don't go through the training and learn the little things that add up to big things, like how to reduce your risk massively, then that's going to impact you. If you're not involved in that trading community, taking advantage of the elite report, asking questions, posting your challenges as well as your successes. Do both. Don't just be you don't just have to be the cheerleader, but also don't just be the negative person. Be like, hey, this one went well. This one didn't. What could I do better? And you'll be amazed how much you'll learn. I've seen so many traders improve massively over the last few weeks. And, you know, we want to help you. That's why we're doing this. So, you know, originally I made KISS as a really simple system with really clear entries. That was the goal. And this has been a process in the making, not only myself, but, you know, the trading community. Craig has been massively helpful. And I can't wait to teach more of some of the ways that he does it too. And just adding more in. I mean, there's so many spin-offs of KISS that, you know, we can teach you. We're just building and building it. We just got started. Like, some people feel like we arrived. We just took off the runway. Like, it just gets better. And I wanted to make a really objective way to trail, because that can be so confusing. Where do I put my stop at? How do I lower my risk? You know, that obviously is a big tie-in. I wanted a way that you could get going fast. You didn't have to spend 3 months practicing to get it down. You could actually know the basic rules in 90 minutes, and then over the course of maybe a week of watching, learning, practicing, you can get better and better and really get it down. And of course, that works better when you're getting feedback. And you go through the training, you spend time in the education, you spend the hours learning, you spend the time practicing, and you spend the time communicating. And not just to have like an entry and a stop, but again, lowering your risk, how to scalp. We talked about order prints and levels and how to use those to your advantage. We talked about how to make it even easier by using ATMs, and we're even going to improve it further on the ATMs here in the coming weeks. But again, you know, you have to start somewhere. So, you know, you definitely want to make sure you hop in and do it. And it really doesn't matter what time of day you're trading. Walter's asking, can I trade, you know, at work? I'm like, yeah, you can definitely trade at work. I actually, when I had a job, I'd trade at night. Or, like, and when I say at night, I don't mean, usually I don't trade the Asian session. I'd hop in, I'd trade early in the London session because there's more volume. Doesn't mean you can't trade at night, it's just everything is slower because everybody's closed down. You know, I mean, right now, you know, Asia's on Saturday. They're Fridays, or they're finishing up Friday, right? So Europe is going to be closing down, and there's going to be like nothing. That's why Fridays are tough, because U.S. markets go home middle of the day. Europeans are done. They're out for the weekend. You know, Asian, Australia, they're done. They're out. And there's just a lot of things that you learn about what's the best time to trade, easier time to trade, things like that. So, One of our traders said they got fired for trading on the job. Now it is their job. So I actually quit my job because it was costing me money to go to work. So I had a decent 6-figure job, and I was like, I can't afford to come in anymore. That was a fun reason to quit. But it's a lot more fun than going to work, I can tell you that. And I just want to remind everybody that, that big house, you're trying to build a big, financial future, but you need that strong foundation. So don't neglect going through the training. Don't neglect going through the webinars. Don't neglect the practice and the replay time. Don't neglect being involved in the community. It's so easy to become a trader on an island and not communicate and just think, well, I watched the videos. I watched them 3 times. I know the rules. Trust me. You don't know what you don't know until someone sees it and tells you. An example. Yesterday, my daughter, she does professional rodeo. She does barrel racing, calf tie down, roping, pole bending, you name it, goat tying, all that stuff. And one of her little 4-year-olds has got this bad habit where he starts trying to dodge barrels. And I'm talking to her trainer. I'm like, man, I don't know what we're going to do. I don't know if we're going to sell this horse to somebody who can train him and maybe it's just not the right fit or what. And he's like, bring the horse out. Let me check out the horse. Let me ride him. And let me see Felicity ride it. Send some videos over what's going on. And so I sent him a bunch of videos. And then he hopped on the horse. And then he's like, okay, let me tell you what's going on. Let me show you exactly what you're doing wrong. And it's something that she hadn't even noticed. But she had built this little bad habit that was causing him literally to arc the wrong way when she was running. And I mean, they're going 30, 35 miles an hour. So and these horses are finely trained, finely tuned. And you have to have the process down very well. And we would not have figured it out unless someone told us. And so, same thing. Let us help you. Let us see what you're not seeing. But we can't see it unless you show us. Okay? And we can't help you if you don't make sure you go in and grab all the education. But a lot of y'all have, and you've done fantastic. So it's been very encouraging to watch so many traders do so well in such a short period of time. And, one of the things, I want to remind you about is, don't be afraid to go back to basics. If trailing too fast and order prints and all that's throwing you off, go back to the basics. There's nothing wrong with that. And then rebuild from there. Sometimes, the whole point is to keep it simple. And so if you're feeling overwhelmed, you trade off too far, you need to go back a step and then catch up. It's about making your trading better and better and better. Let's see. So, we had this open door. We had this trial in March. March is obviously coming to an end. Okay? Reminder, it will be disabled here, on Sunday. And this isn't the end. This is literally, like I said, just the beginning. And I have a lot more I want to teach you, a lot more that you can learn, and a lot more help that we can give you inside the room. And I want y'all to think about how far you've come in a few weeks. I mean, I had people saying, I gave up on trading until I tried this system. I was done. I was like, there's just no way this is going to happen. I've never had it be this clear. This is the easiest way I've ever traded in my life. You went from not being sure where to enter to knowing exactly where you're entering, where you're putting your stops, how you're managing your trades. And that was just in a few weeks. So just imagine how much further you can go as you get additional training and additional feedback and additional practice time, and of course building on it into live from there. We already have events on the schedule for April. We'll put those links up next week. And there's a lot of things happening in the elite room. If you haven't been in there, hop in there. They're talking about not only kits, but they're also talking about order prints and how to take that to another level and call out trades. Like I said, we're going to do a lot of advanced tradings, webinars. We're going to keep doing trade review sessions. I've seen that y'all have really enjoyed going through those and doing reviews of trading sessions. So we're going to keep doing trade review sessions. And let's see here. A couple other things we're going to do is I've had a few requests for this. And that is we're going to go into Nadex applications. So, who of you would like for me to actually cover more into doing a trade review session with touch brackets, with spreads, maybe even with some binaries? Would that be helpful? Would some of y'all like that? Awesome. Okay, well, we're going to do some of that as well. So we're going to keep building it. And part of that is I just got off the phone with DJ, and we have pretty much about every bug fixed out. We got 2 little session issues that we're trying to fix. And then we plan on releasing the scanner next month. Okay? Which is, my own platform that I built for trading on Nadex, but it'll have trailing stops built in. It even has some OCO order functionality. It makes editing things a lot easier. It's a lot cleaner. And very excited about it. Very excited about it. It runs through a desktop assistant, so instead of eating all the memory from Chrome, okay, it actually feeds into this application and then feeds into the scanner. So it makes things a lot more stable and a lot faster. And like I said, eventually that becomes a door once we get NT8 done. After we launch the scanner, we're going to work on NT8. Once we get that done, then one of our next steps is to tie Nadex into trading on the charts as well. So, a lot of y'all have asked about full auto trading, so that is coming soon. Obviously, we're wrapping up KISS. We have the live event coming up here in 2 weeks, and then we're looking to get that launched very shortly after that. So, a lot of y'all have already submitted tickets, and we have a list of all your names right now. So don't be afraid, you are on the list. Of course, members that are, elite members are going to get access, Signal members are going to get access first. So, just to be fair, right? And, you've already seen, the power that KISS has and what it can do. And, wanted to go through a few examples with you. But one of those is sort of one I just mentioned a second ago. Let's see here. There we go. Get through this. PowerPoint's trying to act up. There we go. This is like one of the feedbacks where the trader was having a lot of issues and they were getting stopped out a bunch. And I went in and I literally marked it up and I walked through it and I even had a little private side Skype conversation with them about it. So, again, I want to remind you, please give your feedback. You've seen the power. I mean, this is very simple. This is a couple hours of trading. But it's in green arrow, buy 3 ticks above the high, or 4 ticks above the high, I mean. Set your stop right here to 1 tick below the high, trail with the volatile trend line. Right there. Sell 4 ticks below the high. Set your stop to 1 tick below the, or 4 ticks below the low. Set your stop to 1 tick below the low. And then when the volatile trend line catches up, trail it. And then we got another one right here. We go in, we hop in on that one. I actually didn't mark that trade. But you go in, you got a small, like 5 tick loss. Over here, hop in then this one, tighten your stop, trail it. Get in on this one, 4 ticks below. And then you'll move your stop to here because you're in on this bar. And then you trail it. So, and it literally just rinse and repeat. Make sure your ATMs are accurate with everything. And, the calculator, make sure you're taking advantage of that. It will help you with that average bar sizing and how to set up all your ATMs. So, and somebody asked sort of, where's the calculator at? Again, the calculator and the ATMs, that's a training. And it's on all the training is on the KISS page. Okay, again, all the training is on the KISS page. And even access to the elite room, the calculator, everything. But right here, if you go over, you'll see that here is the ATM setups and the calculator. Okay? Somebody asked, how can I be added to the notification list for auto trading? Again, members are going to get first access. So there's only going to be so many spots because a lot of these markets we can only trade 20 contracts on at a time. So if you go over here, submit a help desk ticket to get on that list, and we're recording what order they come in, and recording whether or not they're a member, and all that stuff, and then we'll send them out. Let's see here. So yeah, so you definitely want to be a bronze or elite member. So, but yeah, all the ATM examples right there. Okay? So, and then some of the questions people have are about the room. How does the room work? Well, make sure you do watch the intro video. And we talk about the Elite Room over here a little bit on the page as well. We pop up a bunch of different windows. For a lot of that's for the advanced, like the silver and gold, where we're doing order prints. And you'll hear a lot of conversation about that. Okay? And we do come on, we do talk in the room some, but most traders in the room are trading, right? You don't need somebody to talk to you to go. I mean, you don't even want to, because you'd actually be very inefficient in your trading. But, like, red arrow, sell. You know, play stop, trail stop. There's nothing to talk about. You literally just execute. And then get feedback, get help. So, I don't need to call out a green arrow for you. It's there, right? But you do have questions maybe about your bar size, or your stops, or your ATMs, or maybe you're calling out more advanced trades. Or other traders are calling out advanced trades. They're talking about huggers and mini magnet crosses and just low risk entries and low risk reversals, institutional reversals, things like that. You're not going to know all of it to begin with, and that's okay. Focus on one thing. Just know that there is a whole different world beyond even what you've learned so far, and we just keep taking you to the next steps. Just master one thing at a time. If you try to master everything at once, you'll be overwhelmed, right? But I wanted to, make sure everybody was on that same page, and don't expect a bunch of talking in the room because we're trading. Marilyn does come on every day. She talks through trades, and she talks about oil a lot. She'll talk about some of the other markets. I hop in there sometimes and talk, as needed. It's just not something that's needed that often. So right here, what we got is, here's some examples. We have a lot of examples of traders doing well. And, I encourage you, no matter what your schedule is, to, hop on, be an Elite member. So it'll go out to the Elite members first for the auto trading when that comes out, and then it'll roll out to other, it'll go out to then, integrations, like Signals members, integrations members, on down the list. Breakout members, things like that. Just putting them in order. And we've had a lot of people with success. I want to show you some of the examples that people have had. So let me pull those up. Let's see here. Then, we got, these are trades, $500, $400. Traders doing really well. And sort of paying for itself really quick. If you think about these are just like single trades. Some of them are practice, some of them are live. Different people go through and practice different things on them. Let's see here. Got another one. I just want to show you how well people have been doing. We got Kat coming in, rocking it. She's figured it out. Got wicked out on this one. Got this one in. $960. So not bad for an hour and a half, 2 hours. Let's see, got another one over here. Church just hopping in, $255. So, and having to trail their stuff down pretty soon. And it's very exciting to see everybody doing so well. And I want you to see this. And I want you to understand, the power that, trading can have if you use a consistent system in the process. Right? So, this one right here, we got $250 on this, one trade. Let's see here, we got, Sharif, he's been doing awesome, by the way, hopping in, asking questions. We've been talking a lot. He's been one of the most interactive people in the room. And been super impressed with how active he's been and what all he's been doing. Another one of his trades here, let's see, $180. So going in, still ends at the stop. He's done very, very well. He's been super interactive. So some other things. We got Tamara. She's up. Before 9:40, he's up 42 ticks. Timothy, hit his 5%. He's like, man, I could have made even more. And we're going to talk about how to trade past that 5%. That's one of the subjects I want to bring up here in the next month. Wayne did 780 yesterday, 1,500 on Monday, 1,200 on Friday. So Milton just made 61 pips on pound dollar and gold today. Only traded for 30 minutes. 30 minutes made 61 pips. So, $10 a pip, $610. Not bad for 30 minutes of, time. So another trade over here. Looks like this one was Sharif again, and $215. Another trade up $280 on gold. This is trading, live in the room. We got $90 here, $235 there, $430 there, $355 there, over $1,000. Just summing it up. Ben rocking it with Kiss. We got Richard, who, by the way, is a wealth of knowledge, calling out constant order print trades. He's like, I'm up 89 for the day. Got 31 on that TBS. Got another one. Timothy made $1,500 in the market open in just a few minutes. Yeah, I wish it was like that every day. Some days it is. Cameron up 20 ticks on gold. NASDAQ up $355. Biggest trade I've taken. $415 now. Up 480 now. I mean, he's just like trade up. And let's see here. Got another one up $500 for the day. Calling it. Right? So, what is included in the Apex membership? Because I know that's a question some people have been trying to understand. Well, first, and also how much is it going to cost? We're going to raise the price, but we're doing right now. We're doing it for $97 for 30 days. Okay? Or it's $9.97 for the year. So if you pay for a year up front, it's cheaper. And what I'm doing is anybody who signs up before it's over this Friday, because tomorrow's the last trading day of the month here, I'm adding in expected time, expected range, and expected volume. So some of you may have used those before. Anybody here used expected time, range, or volume yet? And some of you like to trade on Nadex, right? So the Nadex exchange. Well, let me show you. See, I think I have a couple of these up. Let's see. And not that one. I actually just loaded it just so we can see it. This is actually how we get our expected high hour of the week. Let's see. Got gold. I want to say I brought it up on oil. Yep, there we go. Okay. So, and then I think I have it on NASDAQ as well. Let me see here if I pull up that chart also. There it is. I know I have it somewhere. So, I know a lot of y'all are NASDAQ traders. Let me show that one first. So, Craig, one of the most successful traders in KISS, has been trading it probably the longest. He uses certain rules. Like one of the rules he uses is he doesn't take trades when the volume, this blue area down here, is less than 75% of the expectation. So there's like a gold line, that's the expectation, and a black line that is 75%. So if he gets a trade and it's like down here under the expectations, like a short right there, a short right there, he wouldn't take the trade. And you can see right there, they would not have worked. So it would have went in and then moved and then stopped out. Okay? He wouldn't take that trade. Stopped out. Like, you would have avoided that. Okay? Eventually, we get, this is after hours, so it's pretty impressive, but just barely above 75%, but a nice move, but above 75%. You can see how the volume dropped massively, but this actually tells you how much volume is expected at that time, that minute. Okay? And that can help you in determining which trades you do or don't want to do. The expected range is amazing, but these little boxes, I know it's probably really faint on the webinar to see it, but there's these rectangles right here. I'll just draw it. It basically says from the open, if it moves down, that's how far we expect it to move during this hour. And it tells you every hour of the day, or every 2 hours of the day. Okay? So if you know that's the expectation of movement right there, and you get a short right here, and there's a magnet level, well, that may be, it doesn't mean you can't take the trade, but could you take a profit on the trade versus letting it come all the way back up and giving up like a bar and a half? So exactly, you go short, set your take profit, or use the tighten stop method where you go to 2 bars back and you lower it to a tick above the low, right? So it's like, okay, I'm in, boom, it comes down here. Now that it's touched this, I'm going to tighten it up. we got, more of them. I mean, just we can keep going on these examples, but the biggest thing it helps me on is different, times of the day obviously have different expected moves, and this can let you know when you've hit that expected move. Okay. On the volume, I mean, there's also stair stepping where you see it drop off, or where volume's increasing, and then all of a sudden it lets off. So then it'll increase, and all of a sudden notice how it drops off. Like you have these stairs, and it drops off right there. Okay, the run's probably done, and it is. It pulls back up from there. So we'll teach you how to use this, but the biggest one is just the 75% of expected volume, looking for that, and then looking at the expected movement. An objective expected movement, and when it hits that, again, you don't have to close because hey, it may fly out of it like it did on this one. Like this was a PM trade. People are like, trade during the day. This is at night. Okay, this trade got triggered right here at 6:14 on Nasdaq. A lot of people don't think about trading indices at night. I don't know why, but they don't look at them. And you go over here and here's the expectation. Okay, so I got to buy, tightening up. As soon as it gets up there, I'm going to tighten up my stop when it touches that level. And then I control if it keeps going. Great. If it doesn't, I at least captured a majority of my profit. So you're going to get access to that. You're also going to get access to expected time. Now, as a Nadex trader, range is important for you, right? Because you want to know what strikes you're picking, if there's too much proximity or premium, things like that. You also have an expiration time you want to be aware of. So let's say I get a short, like here, and I want to know how long is it going to take to get down to that level. And it literally tells me if you get in there, by the time it gets down to this price, it should be done by 11:30, and it gets there at 11:28. But it says shouldn't expect less than that. So I know I'd want an expiration after 11:30. Okay, I get a long, and I look at the range. Okay, and the range is going up to this level, so I'm like, all right, so I got to buy. It could come up to here because this is the expected move. If it did get up to there, how long should that take? Okay? And all you do is you click on the expected time. And we'll click the start point. So I think I'm a little off on the start point. Let me draw another one. Right here, coming up to this level, says get an expiration that's post 2 o'clock. So that way you don't pick too short of an expiration time. Now, let's say you're a trader with limited time. We only have a couple hours to trade. You can start looking at these ranges, whether you're trading futures, forex, Nadex, whatever, and you can go, okay, how long should I sort of expect this trade to last to get to that point? Is this going to be a 4-hour trade, or is this going to be a trade that takes a few minutes? So it's really having expectations on volume, objectively, expectations on how far it's going to move, are massive for helping you tighten your stops, planning your trades, planning your time, choosing strikes, choosing expirations, things like that. Not going into bars right now, right? But hopefully, you see some value there. We're going to talk a lot more about those, okay? And we're going to dive deeper into expected time and expected range and expected volume, and how to use that to your advantage as a futures trader, a forex trader, or a Nadex trader. Okay? We're also giving you right now 1 month of free order prints. We're giving you access to the oscillation detector, which has some really cool setups on it. The institutional zones and the deviation reversals included for the next 30 days with the bronze membership. Okay? So that's what we're doing right now, this week. And again, that's if you sign up here in the next few days. Now, some of y'all already want the full, you want to know the Apex trading systems, the power trading systems, where we get the order prints and we do all the different setups and a lot of the different things that you're seeing inside the room. So those of you who want to upgrade to that, we have gold at silver pricing. You don't have to do that, okay? So if you want to, though, there's a promotion right there for you, okay? So you can go ahead and upgrade. Now, where do you sign up? What you're going to want to do is go over to the site and just on the home page, okay, of .com or .net. So either one of them, I'll show you both. And then we'll just Pop right on here as well. And you'll sign up right here. Click here to activate now. Okay? So you do that, and it'll take you to the sign up page. You choose what plan you want, and that'll load up. I just already have access, so the computer's trying to figure out why I'm trying to click on it. Same thing on the home page right here. Just click here to access right away. And again, if you activate it now, you'll get access to, one, you have the annual discount is available. You get access to expected time, range, and volume with your membership. And you get 1 free month of order prints, oscillation detector, iZones, and deviation reversals as well. That stuff that only comes with silver and gold. Okay? But if you want to get access to, you'll get the order prints even if you sign up by April 2nd. But if you want to get access to the expected time range and expected volume, you're going to want to sign up this week if you can. Okay? Let's see. Now, I got a couple other questions. These are good questions. I'm glad y'all are bringing them up. Let's go in and let's pull this up over here. So, okay, some of you are asking about the live event, okay? So if you want to go to the live event, again, you have discounted prices on that until April 2nd, okay? So let's talk about what we're covering on the live event, just to make sure that everybody's on the same page. You know what we're going to be going into. And don't forget that there is the promotion right now that you can get the live event and bronze and the order prints all together if you want to. So get that for a discounted price. It's instead of being $4.97 for the live stream, we're making it $3.97 if you sign up by April 2nd for the bronze. And then if you're an elite member already, if you're a silver or gold member, you get it for $2.97. The live event, again, is on the homepage of either one of them. You just click here to see about it. But we talked a lot about process, right? Have any of y'all dealt with the psychological challenges of trading in the last few weeks? Okay. Only one person or a few more? There we go. Like, seriously, I mean, have you dealt with some frustrations and, you know, being able to keep pushing through it and get up and trade again and all that, okay? Every day. And that's with having a solid system that you see working. You look back on the chart that day and you're like, why didn't I make money? I can see where it won, it won, it won, it won. Okay? That's a lot of what we're focusing on at the live event. Okay, now you can actually get access to it through a stream even if you didn't get yourself a seat reserved at the live event. You can watch it on the stream and you'll get access to recordings. Okay? Like I said, we have a thing where you get free bronze for a month and free access to order prints as well, with if you buy access to the live stream. So all that put together. But I'm going to go into mind games because I think this is one of those things where John's like, I quit 30 times a day. You know, I'm going to teach you about the mind games of trading. Okay, I've had to master this myself as a trader. It's a never-ending mastery process, but I've learned a lot over the years. I've worked with trading psychologists. They actually coach hedge fund, traders, and they coach for traders. And I have to do this with my daughter. My daughter's 12 years old. She races against girls that race at the National Finals Rodeo in Vegas on a consistent basis, and she beats a lot of them often. She's not allowed to compete in it because she's not 18 yet, but she goes to other that are barrel race world finals, British world finals, NBHA world finals. She has to have a lot of mental toughness. She has to deal with not carrying that last run in her head. She could do great. She can't she's literally won a world title. The first time she won a world title, she had no idea that what she won. And I'm like, don't worry about it. You have another run. Go do your next run. It doesn't matter. Because it didn't matter. It wasn't like winning that last title wasn't going to help her win the next one that she was about to run on. And I mean, it was back-to-back races. And she got second in the world for a group that was 10 years older than her. But having that good 20 perspective, not freaking out. I see, some of these girls come out, they have a bad run and they're just freaking out because it wasn't perfect. It's just always progressing. And we're going to talk about always progressing as a trader. We're going to go into how to use emotions to help you as a trader versus suppress them. Because if you try that, it doesn't work, right? You cannot be like separate yourself from who you are. Okay? And regret, rehashing, false confidence, how to get back into it, how to help you take control of trading, the mental toughness, everything you like, those things that you have to have. Because I think more than just about anything, like, man, trading will push you to the limits on your mental extreme, especially because you're by yourself. And I mean, that is the hardest part. You can get the best system in the world and you can mess it up yourself easily, And so your mental game has to be there. And that's one of the big focuses of what we're diving into. Lori is going to come in and teach you about her levels. We're going to go in and teach you all the basics of order prints. And when I mean basics, I mean like the vernacular, where you actually understand what we're talking about when we call these things out in the room. And we're going to show you a complex chart that's going to look overwhelming. And we're going to take it away, and then we're going to build it all up. And then by the end of it, you're going to look at that chart and go, I actually can read and see all of that. And so you're going to understand how to use the walls, how to use, how to put on low risk trades, how to look for amazing reversals, trades that you can get back in, like you maybe missed out on the kiss trade or there wasn't an arrow there, it oscillated, it knocked you out. How can you get back in? We're going to teach you how to do that. How to have a better eye of where to take your profit, because you'll see you're up and you give so much back. How can you not give, be up 200 and give back 150? So that's where order prints and stuff is going to come in. Hey, you still made money, and you did it 4 times. You made $200, $300, $400, $500 that day. But what if you could have made $1,000 that day because you were better at tightening it up? It didn't take much. I showed you on the last trade review. One use of order prints, helped us make like $200, $300 more. So just learning how to do this stuff can help protect your profits, help you avoid, losses. And obviously you're not going to avoid all of them, but if you can avoid ones because you objectively see things in the market that you couldn't see before, then that obviously is going to help you a ton. It doesn't take much to cover itself. Just one trade pays for everything we're talking about. And then, we're diving into, we're going into VAD on different levels. We're going into reversals on different levels. Like I said, we'll stream it all. Here's the schedule right here. Everywhere it says Apex Live Event, we're even going to stream the small groups. We got multiple cameras. We're going to be, and then when we hop over to the charts and the screens, that screen is going to be front and center. We're tying that right into the stream as well. So you'll be able to easily see it and follow along. You'll be able to ask questions and everything else. Just tightening a single trade order prints can help pay for itself. So the big thing I really want to challenge you on, okay, is for you to go in and, get your bronze membership activated. Okay, if you're wanting to go up to silver and gold, get that done. Make sure you're on the webinars, like these right here. And try to be on them live so you can ask questions, because on most of the webinars, we do a lot of Q&A. They last a long time. This is the wrap-up one, which was sort of the point of this webinar. And then hop in that elite room and get in there every day. Get in there in the morning. Even if you have to log on to your computer from your phone using TeamViewer, it's a free application. You can hop in there and see what there is. Okay? Ask questions. Be engaged. And, I look forward to helping you out. Helping you take everything to the next level. And again, all you need to do is go ahead, right now, just hop on over where it says click here to activate. And your access will stay active. You'll have access to the advanced trainings, the webinars, the tools, and all the bonus stuff that we're also teaching you next month as well. So like I said, we just got started, and I am looking forward, to having a, amazing month with y'all next month in April, and getting to meet a lot of you. And I just want to thank you for being part of the Open Door, launch as we put everything out. And encourage you to sign up for bronze, hop in that elite room, share those charts, ask those questions. Make sure you're getting access to that volatility report in the morning, and get on the webinars. We're going to cover expectation indicators, application to Nadex spreads, touch brackets, binaries. I'm going to go into more ATM strategies, like how to make your ATM follow the volume trend line, and we're going to do market reviews and and more. It's a lot longer list than what I can put on here, but we're just going to keep going and keep building and helping you get to where you want to go. And I want to say thank you very much. I know y'all been on a lot of webinars. You went into a lot of information. Okay? And It's been awesome with all the feedback. I know a lot of y'all have been super engaged. And it's probably been one of the best systems reactions we've ever seen, with so many people doing well. So, and gotta be in to find out what we're doing next week. But yeah, we will be covering scalping and stuff like that. So you'll see where it says click here to activate to sign up for the Kish Trading System. If you don't see it there, just hop on apexinvesting.com. Okay. And somebody's saying they're looking for it right there where it says sign up for Kish Trading. Okay. Just click that button right there to access it. If you're already signed up for the live event, now if you signed up for just the live event where you're coming to the live event, okay, that doesn't include the bronze membership, because that includes food and transportation and breakfast and drinks and jackets and t-shirts and all sorts of other stuff. So if you signed up for the live event already and you're not a silver or gold member, okay, but I'm not talking about the stream. I'm talking about you have a ticket, you're going to be in Fort Worth. Then it's just $97 for you. Okay? And you'll have access, and as soon as you sign for $97, and yeah, you'll have it. Obviously, it's $97 a month. So, but yeah, go ahead and hop on, click sign up, and I look forward to seeing a bunch of y'all in the trading room tomorrow and all next week. So y'all are very welcome. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, Paul, Jack, Tamara, Mike, Hans. So Carl, y'all have been awesome, and all the help that everybody's done, not only helping me and getting all this stuff together for everybody, but also helping everybody else out in the room. All right, thank you, Adam, Roxanne, Gert, Brent, Matt, so Karen. There's so many people on this. It's been a lot of fun, and we're just gonna keep going. Y'all have a good night. Thank you.